Alright, so I just want to make a quick point about the censorship debate with Sargon's petition. I already recorded a similar video, but I don't think I'm going to upload it because it's a little bit more ranty. And I want to make this pretty concise. The reason that their definition that they're trying to use, that, like, they even went to the dictionary definition, saying, like, feminist sophistry, the practice of officially examining books, movies, and suppressing unacceptable parts, is the definition they gave. The thing is this kind of censorship is like the censorship you would get in the Soviet Union, where, like, somehow people are being disappeared, you get the documents where everything's redacted, stuff like that. And this is not a fair definition of censorship for this debate, because it is not the government redacting information. It is not allowing things to be taught credibly, although they're still allowed to be expressed. Therefore, the information is not removed from the books. The books are just said to not be true. These are not equivalent things, and saying that they are the same is disingenuous. This is coming from a guy who in the stream said that Newtonian physics is false, is trying to tell me the definition of certain words. Obviously, he has no idea what the fuck he's talking about on anything, and might be the most uneducated person I've ever seen in my life. So, instead of examining why he's wrong on everything, I'm just going to give a quick point. The thing is it not censorship if it is not destroyed. Censorship is when you cannot see it and there is nowhere to find it. Pushing it out of the public sphere is not censorship. It is not censorship to just say, actually, you can't say that here. Just kind of like it is not censorship that to say that you cannot yell fire in a movie theater. You cannot yell fire in a movie theater. You can yell fire anywhere else. You could yell fire in your own home, but not in a movie theater. And so it is not censorship to say you're not censoring the word fire, because it's not universal. Censorship must be universal of ideas. And the book would not be censored, like the course would not be censored. Some material in the course would have to be said that this is not accurate. Just like when someone gives you a copy of Mein Kampf, they do not tell you, actually, this is all true. They tell you, this is what Hitler thought, and this is probably not true, and you probably won't agree, and it's kind of abominable. But they never say that this is true. It's not purported to be true, and it's not universally banned. So, here's the thing. When you make an argument like this, or you have to resort to using some pedantic dictionary definition, and Sargon brings up the point, dictionaries are descriptive, not prescriptive. And then they all groan because they know he's right. And they know that he knows that this is not the definition of censorship that is applicable to this thing. Notice how they did not click. Oh, I'm not showing it, but if you go to the stream, you'll notice how they never click down on the more definitions. They show the first definition because it's the definition that agrees with them. I am sure that they would have scrolled down and scrolled down and gone all the way down to the first definition that they agreed with, and then just zeroed in on that one and not showed any of the other ones. If this definition had been a different definition, I'm sure that they would have suddenly not shown it on the screen, which makes me think that they're being disingenuous, because they are. This is not actually a valid representation of what Sargon thinks. And it's not a valid representation of the context of censorship in this argument, because this censorship is, like I said, it's like the CIA redacting documents, and all of a sudden, like maybe like East Germany, all of a sudden, or yeah, East Germany, where you can't, all of a sudden, someone's face is gone from a document, and someone's accomplishments have disappeared, kind of thing. They've become an unperson, and this is not applicable. You're not making the professors unpersons. You're not making the studies uncourses, you know? And so this weird, disingenuous, pedantic shit needs to stop. You are literally trying to cannibalize each other like the SJWs do, and it's insane. Joe, if you're going to say things like Newtonian physics is incorrect, can you please just stop? Just never talk again on a stream. You can just go away, lead your life. I don't know what you do. You apparently used to be a professor, but I wonder if your students could have ever learned anyone from someone as dull as you. But find something else to do because you have no idea what you're talking about and you're in way over your head and you've just devolved into yelling and screaming and telling everyone they're wrong and not listening to any reason at all and twisting people's arguments and being disingenuous, all whilst accusing all of your opponents of doing the same thing. You are probably the worst kind of person to debate with, and you will never, ever make this channel look good. Look at the amount of dislikes, look at the amount of unsubs, look at what you've done to this channel, and just think that this is because you are being disingenuous. And all of a sudden, you look at the comments, and people are they're just like, I don't think it's about censorship, and I think you're wrong, and people saying things like, I agree with you, but disagree with you because reasons, is like, as a quote. And people making all sorts of things, even coherent points, like Sargon won this battle with truth, the SJW-styled counters to his argument were disgusting. And people are saying, like, this might be one of the densest people, and you're not taking anything that people are saying accurately. Like, anyone who agrees with Sargon is a fanboy is another comment. Most of these are quite upvoted too. Your own subscribers are telling you you're wrong, and you're saying they're all wrong. Yeah, so, and then someone makes this quite coaching point. I'm gonna read it, and you can go on the video and you can find all of these. Um, You and Joe have to learn how diplomacy is working. From an outside point of view, you were looking like two SJW, constantly arguing the same thing and interrupting others randomly. What was highly disappointing from your part is when you made fun of the chatters and told them to fuck off because they were saying something slightly in favor of Sargon. Such disrespect towards the people in the chat, the viewers, is supposed to be typical of SJWs, not you. I don't know if you're drank or anything, but you went a bit out of your normal self yesterday and it's not helping anyone. Why do you think you have so many dislikes? It's not that people thinks you are garbage or anything like that. It's not even because you were speaking ill of Sargon. It's because you refuse to acknowledge Sargon's explanations and continue to assume he wanted censorship and clearly said that it wasn't the case. Once again, that's not typical of you. Yesterday, I saw an outsider point of view. You were arguing like as if you knew you were wrong but refused to admit it. You know who had courage? Torque when he acknowledged some of Sargon's point. Sargon himself had the guts to show up in what can only be described as a hostile arena. I usually enjoy your streaming because they usually combined humor, great people defending their views while respecting others, and everything done in a friendly atmosphere. But yesterday I barely recognized you and Joe by the way you were debating with Sargon, and that saddens me. I know Sargon can have some superiority manners, sorry, I just don't know how to say it in English. I'm in French, it's attitude hatain, but it doesn't mean that he thinks he is superior. I love both your channel and Sargon's channel because I share lots of opinions with you, and as a fan of both channels, I think it's sad to see the two of you fighting each other for such thing. Let me make an apology about Sargon's petition and a reason why it has meaning. If in the university is a course named How to Understand Rapist and tons of information and statistics used in that course, or the students believe that being rapist is normal and accepted, and a petition appears to make that course stop, I'm sure you won't be calling it censorship, and you would be the first to sign it. You would not have any objection about removing the course from all universities because it's just common sense. So why wanting to remove a SJW course is such a big deal? If the course is not stopped, at least if the inaccuracies of the course are highlighted or removed, at least the students would be aware of those and will be able to make a real judgment about the course and decide if they want to continue following it or not. But if the inaccuracies and lies aren't shown or at least mentioned as to be wrong, the students can't see the lies and will take all the course content as true. It's just my opinion, and that's all that is, and I don't think my opinion is better than others. We all have our own opinions, and that's okay. Teachers as seen as the truth holders and should teach what is true. I read that verbatim, so all the I tried to read it as honestly as possible with everything he typed. It's not the best grammar, but apparently it's French, so it's okay. And it's not the best word. A lot of mistypings, but look past that, and he makes some really good points. The thing is they did not acknowledge any of his points, and they just attacked everyone. They attacked their own subscribers and cannibalized them. It was absolutely disgusting. Um, like someone asked, "Why am I sub to you?" and then they're just like, "You don't have to be." And they're like, "Yeah," and he just brings up all these cogent points, and then a few of the diehards come and try and defend him, but it's just disgusting. Honestly, there's no reason at all. And they did the same thing on Sargon's stream, and then they just misrepresent him the whole time. And it's not fair to your opposition to just be so disgusting. And you wonder why everyone just started leaving the stream. And honestly, I think this is one of those things where if they want their channel to grow, it's going to be severely halted for a while because people remember these things. It's kind of like it kind of makes me think of like the Telltale games, blank will remember that. That's basically what's true, like people will remember that what decisions you made, and you will probably have stunted your channel's growth. And obviously you don't care about that because you told all your subscribers to fuck off. I'm not subscribed to you, so I don't have to fuck off apparently. So like it's just kind of silly that you would ever try and be so disingenuous. And Sargon, even like when he did his original stream with V and Arch, he brought on people like you so that he could have points of views where it wasn't an echo chamber. But then you went to an echo chamber, and then we're just kind of forced by pressure to get them on. Because when they saw Kevin Logan in the chat, they're like, let's get Kevin Logan in here because we want to know what Kevin Logan thinks. He seems to have some disagreement. So let's get Kevin Logan in here so he can explain it. You're doing the opposite. You're saying everyone that disagrees is wrong and we should get rid of them all. And then you're saying Sargon is doing the same thing. So, I don't know. It's really just sad to watch people that claim to be libertarians be so authoritarian. You're like, oh, and people made comments on the other videos like, oh, good to see that Kevin Logan is being the reasonable one here. Yeah, engaging in a shouting match against your opposition is probably the most unreasonable thing you can do. It might even top saying Newtonian physics is wrong. That was a gem. I should just like every time they make a video now, I should just quote that Newtonian physics is incorrect or physics is false. Yeah, really bring it. Good to see that you're an English professor because you're obviously useless, Joe. Just absolutely abhorrent. There's not really a whole lot to say. Thanks for listening.